Time to go.
If you could change any choice you have ever made, would you? You can always make another choice and change the course of your success. Everyone has the potency to make inspired choices. Get ready to listen, share, and experience the creativity that is you. Now, here is the host of the Inspired Choices Show, business optimization expert, Christine McIver.
Yes, that is me, Christine McIver. Welcome to another episode of Inspired Choices. Inspired Choices is the first Inspired Choices creation. Inspired Choices Network followed my show. So I'm glad that you're here. I'm not sure why I needed to share that with you, but I am thrilled that you're here listening. If you're listening live, please come on over to Inspired Choices Network.com and join us in the chat room where you can get involved in the conversation. You can be asking questions. I can be answering them live for you. And also, if you're listening in the replay, thank you so much. Wherever you're listening from, please put hashtag replay and always send me your questions. I love answering questions from the listeners. You can send it to Christine at inspiredchoicesnetwork.com. So tonight we are talking about how to stay committed to yourself and your business, two different things. We're going to dive deeply into that. Before we do, I just want to tell you a little bit about myself. So I have been doing my own show. I started out as a radio show, turned into a podcast and a TV show. I've been doing my own show since 2011. I have talked about a lot of topics. I have delved into lots of different areas for individuals. I absolutely love talking about business. That's my main focus when I'm sharing here on the network, on my shows. And, if you're listening for the very first time, please know that I have many, many years of expertise and many years of you being able to tune in and learn from what I've learned. And that will help you to move faster and grow in your business. You want to be listening to someone like me when you are looking to grow your business, to expand your business, to organize your business, to really scale your business, because we have been there. I have been there. I have done so many things in my business, and I've got my finger on the pulse of business. So absolutely, definitely you want to tune in. I'm also the CEO of the Inspired Choices Network. We have radio shows, TV shows. We have summits that we host and we produce. We have a publishing company. We also have a business where you can have all your business services under one umbrella. We are expanding and growing and supporting people in business in every way that we can possibly think of. So I would love for you to reach out. Let me know where you're maybe looking to grow and expand, possibly where you feel like you've bumped up against something you can't get through. We can absolutely brainstorm. Always 30 minutes is free with me. So definitely reach out, Christine at inspiredchoicesnetwork.com. So again, tonight we're talking about how to stay committed to yourself and your business. So I'm just going to read you the show notes and then we're going to dive right in. Staying true to oneself while navigating the complexities of business is not only essential, but it's transformative. Implementing strategies for overcoming self-doubt and staying motivated can make the difference between being successful in business or closing the doors. And we don't want you to have to close the doors. Equally essential is creating a lifestyle that invites in the motivation for commitment and business enjoyment. In addition, it is important to learn to foster resilience and adaptability in business. Such an important piece when you are looking at your business, because when you're not looking at being adaptable, that's where you can really, really get stuck. So again, if you have questions about how to stay committed to yourself and your business, do join us in the chat room where I'll be answering your questions. So the very first thing that we have to do in order to stay and learn to be committed to ourselves and to our business is we've got to understand, get very clear, and revisit again and again, what is our why? What is your why? Why do you do what you do? And ladies and gentlemen, you do not have to have some absolutely out of this world reason why. You don't. Maybe your why is to put food on the table. That's an honorable thing to have as your why. Don't play games. The fact of the matter is, we are in business to make money. If you're not in business to make money, start a charity, and you would still be in business to make money for that charity. But understanding your why can help you. It's like that grounding cord that can keep pulling you back and pulling you back in. When the chaos gets out of hand, when you get overwhelmed, how many of you have ever said, I I just don't think I can do this anymore. I don't even know why I'm doing this anymore. Your frustration levels grow and grow and grow. You feel like you've done so much work. I know I felt this way. You've done so much work and you've put so many things in place, and it's like, why am I even doing this? Maybe I should just give up. Maybe I should just give up. I want you to remember that when you are speaking these words, you're sending them out to the world. You're being in that vibration. I don't want to freak you out. I don't want you to go, oh my God, like another person that tells me to watch my words. I do want you to watch your words. I also want you to stay true to what's going on for you. And at the same time, start to be aware, kind of like you're outside of your body watching you, the human being. Be outside of your body and watch what is going on for you. Maybe you can find that there's a pattern, that you have a pattern when you go into that space of overwhelm. Maybe you have a pattern of wanting to give up. That is very insightful. And that certainly can assist you with staying committed when you see your pattern. Maybe when you're around someone who is very negative, suddenly that starts to be like a coat that you begin to wear, and you start to show up and you're negative with yourself and you're negative with your business. Pay attention to the patterns. The patterns are actually going to allow you to move out of them. So let's get back to your why. Why do you do what you do? Why why should you stay committed? But what is your why for doing your business? Staying committed helps you to focus on your purpose. And that, when you're focusing on your purpose, that's when you get to be more committed to yourself. It assists you in being more committed to yourself and to your business. I've said this 1,000 times. I'm going to say it again to remind you, and for anyone that's new listening, I want you to remember this all of the time. Your business came to you to come through you. Your business knows you've got it, what it takes to be successful in your business. Your business is your partner, but your business also needs you. It's like your body needs you, right? Without you, the being, the body is nothing. The body is just flesh. Your body needs you, your business needs you, your relationships need you, your love for yourself needs you. You are needed. Maybe that's your why. Because I'm needed. I love to be needed. Maybe that's your why. I can tell you that my why is, I have a lot of whys. And this is something that, write this down. Maybe have this on your wall. Maybe have it on a sticky. Maybe have it somewhere that you're revisiting in your journal again and again. It's an important piece that's going to support you in the tough times. So here are some of my whys. I want to take care of myself now and in the future. My business is what supports me financially, and it's what supports me as I grow into my desires in my future. That's one of my first whys. To leave a legacy where no one struggles to get their message and their expertise into the world. That's one of my really big whys, because for me, that's where I began. I felt like people didn't want to hear what I had to say. I felt that people were not hearing what I had to say, and I wanted to be able to bring my voice and my expertise to the world. So I created my own platform so that I could do that in the way that I knew it would get out there more and more. And that's one of the reasons that I do this, to support you. You, the business owner, you, the entrepreneur, you, the individual that has a message and deeply desires to have the rest of the world know about what you know. Another one of my whys is to build a better world, supporting brilliant people, showing up greater than they ever have before or ever even imagined. Have you ever had that desire? Is that one of your whys? Another one of my whys is creating a community where people feel safe to speak, to share, and to grow themselves. You know, when we are together and we have all of these amazing hosts on the network, they all at one time or another have struggled. And sometimes they question, like we all do, question, why am I doing this? Is anybody listening? We all do that. We all question that. This is a safe space. And I've created it that way so that they can continue to step into their brilliance and bring their brilliance to the world on a huge global platform. And finally, one of my whys is leaving a legacy for my family so that they know they are brilliant and what they know matters. Those are my whys. So in those days that I get lost, in those days that I'm feeling overwhelmed, I come back to that. I come back to that, and that gives me even just 10% of more commitment to why I am doing what I'm doing. We need those things. There's lots of times where if you have a job and you're exhausted and maybe you're not feeling respected and maybe you don't feel like you're getting paid enough, and you come home and you see your family and they're laughing and they're playing and they're eating and you're seeing them growing healthy and strong. That might be your why. That might be the thing that holds you to continue to move forward. Maybe your why is that you've struggled with loving who you are, taking care of yourself, and you look at what you desire and you know that it's possible. That could be your why, to stay committed to what you know is possible. Get really clear about this, because these are the things that not only assist you in growing yourself forward into a stronger human being, but also growing you as a business owner and staying committed to yourself and your business. These are extremely important things that we oftentimes lose sight of. We oftentimes pay more attention to the money that we're making, or we pay more attention to how many listeners or viewers or how many likes we've gotten. Those things don't last. But what does last is what's in your heart. So get connected to that. Absolutely. We're going to go to our first break in just a minute. But when we come back, we're going to talk more about commitment and commitment in your business. Staying committed in your business sometimes can really get you lost and have you scrambling. Getting clear about your future plans, really laying down a strategic plan on how you want to move forward is one of the best ways to staying committed, because just putting down that strategic plan can help you to feel supported and guided. And when we have those things laid out and we know where we're going,
Let's be
when we know where we're going, then we can get there, with much more ease. So take it away, play the music. We'll be back right after this commercial break.
Many of us make choices based on our past experiences or based on what others believe. What would our lives be like if we made our choices based on what we desire for our futures? When you join the Inspired Choices show with business optimization expert Christine McIver, you'll be provoked to look at what is true and what you know, but may not choose, that requires your attention. Christine does not hold back. She brings all her expertise to every show. Are you ready to create and live the life you truly desire? Listen for Inspired Choices every Wednesday at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 7 p.m. Central, 6 p.m. Mountain, and 5 p.m. Pacific on InspiredChoicesNetwork.com.
Are you a subject matter expert? Are you here to share your expertise with an audience waiting to hear from you in only the way you can deliver? Are you ready to have your voice amplified across the airwaves? Inspired Choices Network has a global radio platform streaming to millions of people across the world. Professionally produced and supported by an accomplished team every step of the way, you can broadcast from anywhere in the world, knowing your voice matters, and we ensure it is delivered with ease and efficiency. Eager to hear your message, the world awaits. Contact us today to become an Inspired Choices Network radio host. Email become a host at inspiredchoicesnetwork.com.
This is the Inspired Choices Show with business optimization expert Christine McIver. To participate in the program, join our live studio audience in our chat room at inspiredchoicesnetwork.com. You can also make the choice to ask or comment by email by sending to Christine at inspiredchoices.ca. Now, back to the program.
Oh, this is such a fun day. I've been having a great day. I hope you're having a great day too. It is March the 13th, 2024, and I took about half the day off to run an errand, and the sun was shining and the traffic was clear, and I was able to get in my beautiful car and drive and have the windows open and just receive and receive and receive. And it's really interesting because when I got back to the office, I felt invigorated. And staying committed to doing the things that invigorate you is one of the best ways to grow your commitments to yourself and to your business. So let's jump back into the staying committed to you and your business. One of the best practices in the world is to have a strategic plan. Now, when I first started to hear those words about having a strategic plan, I went into overwhelm because I didn't know exactly what that meant. And every time I heard that word, all I could think about was doing this big business plan up for a bank that was going to turn me down. I don't know where I got that from, but that's what used to come into my head. And that is not exactly what we mean by a strategic business plan. So, a business plan, yes, for banks, they want all sorts of details and they want you to be able to figure everything out before you even get the money. But what we're talking about, having a strategic business plan, is laying out everything that you require to help you move into success. Now, this business plan, and this is how I do it when I'm working with my clients. This business plan does not need to be 5 years out. It does not need to be 3 years out. It doesn't even need to be a year out. I love to start with 6 months out because 6 months out is manageable. And then what I do when I'm working with the clients is I start to work backwards so that they can have a plan, a day-to-day plan. Now, some of the most important things you want to be doing in that strategic plan is you want to look at, okay, what's going on in my business? What do I have that's working? What am I selling? Do I have a service? Do I have a product? What are the things that I'm selling and what are the prices? So you're going to lay everything out. Imagine you're taking everything out of your kitchen cupboards and you're laying everything out. You want to be able to see everything, get a really big glimpse of that picture, right? One of the reasons that you want to do that is because you want to unpack everything that you have in your mind. You may be doing something that you haven't even written down and priced properly. But when we start to look at everything and we start to see exactly where we're at, and we take an inventory of our products and our services and our pricing, we may go, wait a second, that doesn't make sense. Right? A lot of times we get so busy in the go, 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 go that we miss out on what we're actually doing. And then we turn around and we don't have the money coming in, or we don't have the services happening, people booking with us, because we have been too busy in the tasks. One of your biggest jobs as a CEO is to come out of the tasks and be doing the evaluations. When you're doing that, and when you have this big picture and you can really plan forward, that's where you're able to stay more committed to yourself. But when you are overwhelmed in the tasks and you can't see forward, of course you want to give up at times. Of course it feels like you're not getting anywhere. But if you don't have a plan, if you don't have a map, if you can't see where you're going, this is where you can get lost. And I know you've probably heard this before. I get it. But when you're not being committed to yourself on a daily basis, this is something that can just catch up with you so fast that all of a sudden you don't even realize, oh my gosh, I just feel like giving up, and you don't know why you feel like giving up. So what you want to do is, in your that big evaluation in your strategic planning, is you want to look at your goals. What do I want to achieve? Where do I want to go? You want to be very specific about how much of that product do I want to sell? How many bookings do I want to have of that service each month? How many hours am I committed to? And then you want to measure that. You want to measure that every week. You want to measure that every month, again and again. Keep measuring, because you know what I've found with clients over the years is they don't even realize how much they're being successful at, because they're not measuring, they're not tracking it. And sometimes, I mean, I've had a client who, she has done a one particular service with a client. She gets these bookings, and she's doing these bookings, and she's making money, and she doesn't think it's a big deal. But when she's gone back and she's looked at the number of those particular types of bookings that she has had every week, every month, and she's seen, what she discovered is that that particular booking, in and of itself, while it may not have brought in a great deal of money at each service booking, what it did was, over time, over a year, it brought in more than 20% of her revenue. When she saw this, she stepped back and she said, oh my gosh, I had no idea how much that was such an integral part of my business. And when we looked at it and we really dove into what she was providing, she was absolutely due to raise the prices on that service. You see, that's another big thing, is we don't stay committed because we don't feel like we're getting enough of a return, and there's so much to do. But truth be told, most entrepreneurs are not tracking and looking at the value that they really bring to the table. And that's a critical thing. So please keep looking at these things, keep reviewing them again and again and again, so that you can feel like you are being successful in your business. Even the small successes can ramp up your commitment in your business. When you are speaking to other individuals, I mean, how many of you have a coach or you have a peer that you're speaking with, and you're talking to them about your struggles and how you feel like you want to give up? If we are sitting, and so many entrepreneurs do this, we're sitting in our own offices, and we are looking at everything, and we're feeling incredibly overwhelmed, and we're feeling shame, we're feeling embarrassment, we're not willing to get vulnerable and talk to someone else. That's when the commitment energy starts to drop. absolutely starts to drop. You came to a planet with 8 billion people. You are not meant to do this alone. I certainly have not done my business alone, but I'll tell you, in those times, and I can see it in those times when I was willing to walk away from my business, when I was ready to give up and I didn't want to be committed to my business anymore or to my dreams in my business. So, really being committed to myself, during those times, I was isolating myself. I wasn't speaking to someone. I didn't have a coach that not only challenged me, but encouraged and supported me. And that is so obvious. That's one of those patterns that I was talking about before. When you can see that timeline of what's been going on in your business, and this is a really cool exercise to do, to really just lay out the years on a piece of paper of of since you started your business, and start to really make note of some significant things that happened each year. You'll start to see that pattern. And so that was one of the patterns that I recognized, is when I wasn't willing to speak what was true, when I wasn't willing to get vulnerable and ask for help, that was when my business started to drop in revenue, in bookings, in excitement and creativity. And that was when my commitment started to drop. It's so important. How many of you out there are feeling unmotivated or feeling uninspired with yourself and with your business? If you are feeling that, I strongly encourage you to reach out to someone, reach out to me. Let's have a conversation. Let's look at what really is true and not what you are seeing with all of the fog in front of your eyes. When the commitment starts to drop, when we start to go into overwhelm, everything just starts to close in, and that's when that fog starts to come across our eyes and we can't see clearly. You need support. You need a guide that is going to help you to stay on track. This is critical for business success, but also for commitment. I mean, your day-to-day joy and pleasure comes from your commitment to yourself. When you are getting up every day and you have a disposition of joy and you have determination to commit to yourself, things start to really grow for you and your joy. But when you are feeling overwhelmed, when you're feeling lost, of course that's when things are going to drop. But you have to make the choice. You have got to make the choice in those moments of strength. In those moments of strength, we all have moments of strength where we're like, okay, no matter what, I'm going to do this. No matter what, I'm going to stay committed to me, even in those moments of overwhelm, even in those moments of doubt. Write a proclamation to yourself so that you can read it again and again and again. You deserve to have the best of you come forward, but you are the only one that can make that happen. So you've got to make this proclamation when you're strong, when you're feeling committed, and when you're feeling supported. You cannot do this unsupported. Are you willing to create a support system? Are you willing to give your business a support system? One of the things that I do in my business, I have amazing people, by the way, that are part of my team. I can't even tell you how many amazing people that I have. And some of these people I talk to occasionally. They're a support person for my team. My coaches are support people for my team. My team members on the network, team members that assist with the summits that we put on. My writer is a team member that supports. All of these people help to support me to move my desires forward and to support my business to grow. But guess what? None of these people would be there if I didn't say yes. I didn't make the choice to make it happen. You have the power. You have the control. Every single solitary piece of success in your life and in your business, and every piece of less than of defeat, of upset is also in your hands. This is in no way a criticism, but I want you to recognize that if you were making the choices to give up, the choice was also there to continue. When we are seeing our future as in our hands, and we start to have our own back in business, our commitment is stronger. Our commitment to ourselves can grow. This is completely possible, but you've got to decide. Don't decide when you're angry, when you're sad, when you're frustrated. Don't decide when you're giddy what you're going to be committed to. Get into a state of calm and start to reflect. Start to journal and tap into your heart. Tap into what's important to you. And from that space, begin to write down what you are going to be committed to. And I hope the very first thing on your list is I'm going to be committed to me, because you deserve to be happy. You deserve to feel confident, and you deserve to feel success in all of your desires. But again, the choice starts with you. You don't have to do it alone, and I strongly encourage you not to do it alone. But it absolutely must begin with you. All right, we are up to our next break. Please stay tuned. You're listening to Inspired Choices. I'm your host, Christine McIver, here on the Inspired Choices Network, and we'll be right back after this commercial break.
Many of us make choices based on our past experiences or based on what others believe. What would our lives be like if we made our choices based on what we desire for our futures? When you join the Inspired Choices show with business optimization expert Christine McIver, you'll be provoked to look at what is true and what you know, but may not choose, that requires your attention. Christine does not hold back. She brings all her expertise to every show. Are you ready to create and live the life you truly desire? Listen for Inspired Choices every Wednesday at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 7 p.m. Central, 6 p.m. Mountain, and 5 p.m. Pacific on InspiredChoicesNetwork.com.
How wonderful would it be to carry your favorite Inspired Choices Network host with you throughout your day? Well, now you can. Inspired Choices Network now has its very own mobile app. Our free app offers live streaming shows, along with thousands of podcasts and TV episodes. Our shows cover a wide variety of topics. Whether you're waking up with us, carrying us through the day, and taking us to bed with you, we're always here for you to enjoy. We're easy to find. Just search for Inspired Choices Network in the Apple App Store or Google Play Store.
This is the Inspired Choices Show with business optimization expert Christine McIver. To participate in the program, join our live studio audience in our chat room at InspiredChoicesNetwork.com. You can also make the choice to ask or comment by email by sending to Christine at InspiredChoices.ca. Now, back to the program.
Welcome back, my friends. You are listening to Inspired Choices. I am your host, Christine McIver, and today's topic is all about commitment and really learning to stay committed to yourself and to your business. Now, before we get back into the show, I'd just like to ask you, if you're enjoying this show, please give us a 5-star review on iTunes. Just search Inspired Choices with Christine McIver. I will be incredibly grateful, and this will assist in getting the information out to those that are needing it to support them as they grow and build their business. So let's get back into the show. One of the biggest ways to stay committed to yourself is to let other people know when you need support. Now, what I know is oftentimes when we're feeling like we're failing, or we feel like we're just not good enough. We are really, really bad at putting up our hands and asking for help. So, one of the ways that you can do this is you could have a signal with someone. You could have a signal with your coach. You could have a signal with one of your colleagues. And maybe it's just a very simple code word that you give to the other person so that they know you need support. It's not easy asking for support. It's true in every area of our lives, in our businesses. It's challenging to ask for support, but it's critical for us to ask for support. So please set that up with your coach, set that up with your colleague so that they know when it's time to come in and really assist you. The next tip to really staying committed to yourself is for you to prioritize taking care of you, self care. Taking care of you, whether we're talking about being committed to yourself or being committed to your business, is prioritizing self care. And now, this is something that I'm telling you, I did not do that all the time. Certainly, in the beginning of my business, I just wanted to grow my business. I just wanted to make the money that I needed to make to pay the bills. And sometimes we put ourselves behind, right? We just think, oh, a little longer, I'll work a little longer, I'll work a little longer. I have hurt my body by working way too long hours and not taking care of me, not filling me up with water and good food and sunshine and laughter and play and connecting with people. We can get so lost in our business and our heads down for so long that we lose touch with what we need. We need love. We need laughter. We need food. We need rest. We need movement. We need connection. What part of this have you not been honoring that has really been waning the commitment that you have for your business? You need all of these things. These are ingredients in taking care of you, in filling you up. How are you going to stay committed to a business when you feel empty? When you've missed out on those things that really speak to you, that you desire? When you take the time to step away and to do those things that bring you happiness and that fill you up, you are more energized when you come back to your business. You are more inspired when you come back to your business. And I dare say, you're more creative when you come back to your business. Because as you're depleting and you feel frustration or overwhelm or regret or hopelessness, right? You just start to shut down. You're not open to more. You're certainly not open to receive, and you can't hear or see, and your awareness starts to shut down for the possibilities with your business. Step away. Do something that really speaks to you. And you could do it for 20 minutes and come back to your business. But do carve out, put it in your calendar, put an alarm on your phone, but do create that self-care time. And self-care is not about, getting a massage. Self-care could be about watching something that makes you laugh. Changing up the energy of how you're feeling can start to shift and have you refocus and recommit to who you are. This next one is so important. Oh my gosh. And something that I know has been such a lifeline for me is embracing resilience. When you understand that, okay, Christine, this is how I will talk to myself. Christine, you've been here before. Things have been tough before, but it didn't last. It didn't last. It doesn't need to last this time. You've been through difficult times. You can get on the other side. There are other people that you know who have persevered, who continue to just take another step forward. Maybe you need to take baby steps right now. That's okay. But remember, you have got your own back. remember that you always have. You want to create a mindset that you can reach for when you're feeling difficult times are coming forward. You want to stack the shelf with those memories of when you overcame, when you moved through something difficult. You want to remind yourself of your strength. You want to remind yourself of your commitment that you have had in the past. You want to remind yourself of the joy that you've experienced. You want to remind yourself of everything that you have accomplished. That's embracing resilience with facts. When you embrace your resilience with facts, you just get stronger and stronger. How many of you have a list of things you need to accomplish? How many of you are looking at that list day in and day out, and sometimes that list barely changes and it keeps on growing? Most of us have that list, and most of us are measuring our success based on that list. But how many of you have a success list? Do you have a list of everything you have been successful at in the last 365 days? Have you written them down? Have you acknowledged the amazingness that you have succeeded at? Maybe your success list is, I got out of bed today. Can you imagine reading that 365 times? You have this long list. I got out of bed today. I got out of bed today. I got out of bed today. 365 times. I mean, I can just see that in my mind's eye. That would show me, if nothing else, that I've been committed to getting up and taking another step every single day. You know, I was in human resources for a really long time, and people would say, you know, I want a job where I've got a really good pension so that when I retire, you know, somebody's taking care of me, and where I've got guaranteed a job every day. So I absolutely am guaranteed the money for the future. And I've had over the last, even, you know, the last 15 years since I haven't been in HR, I've had lots of people I've supported in their business or in getting a job, and they've said those things to me. And I just shake my head and I tell everyone I know there is no guarantees. Zero guarantees. There is no guarantee that the job that you love is going to be there tomorrow. There's no guarantee that the pension plan that so far your company has been offering is going to be there tomorrow. There's absolutely no guarantees. That's a false belief that we have bought into and that we've been taught that that's what we should be looking for. The only guarantee that you have about your future is that you get out of bed every day and you take another step forward. That, my friends, is the success that's going to pay your bills, that's going to have you be able to travel the world, that's going to have you grow a business of your desires. That you get out of bed every day. That is step one, right? That's step one. If you don't get out of bed, if you are depressed, you're not going to be able to move forward and be committed to yourself. If you're in that place, please ask for help. Please reach out. Find someone that you can speak to. Contact your doctor. Contact any support person that you have and let them know, I'm struggling. I need help. The thing is, the more that we struggle, the more that we're going to struggle. And if we don't have someone there that's got our back to remind us of all the things that we have come through, it's very, very difficult to come out of it. So that's why this the success list can really motivate you forward when you see your accomplishments, when you recognize every single step that you have taken. It's going to inspire you to take another step. It's absolutely amazing. And it's something that we really, really suck at. We are always looking at, but this is where I am right now. So you haven't always been here. Look at the things that you have accomplished. Look at the things that you have moved through. Look at all of but I want to go there, Christine. Fine. But you need to be lifted up, and you and your past can lift you up. Find the things. Find the things, acknowledge the things that you have done that have brought you joy and pleasure, that has inspired you, that has paid your bills, that has blown you away at your creativity. Find those things, list them. List them. Maybe your list is, you know what? I've made some crappy choices, but I kept choosing. I kept choosing. I didn't give up. I've never given up. Can you write that down? I've never given up, and I'm committed to never giving up. What if you read that every single solitary day? What if you put that on your bathroom mirror? I used to write things like this on my bathroom mirror all the time to remind myself of how brilliant I am and to inspire myself. Because sometimes this is all we have, right? Is we have ourselves to inspire ourselves. All right, my friends, we're off to our break now. Please don't go away. I've got more I really do want to share with you. You're listening to Inspired Choices. I'm your host, Christine McIver, on the Inspired Choices Network. We'll be right back.
Many of us make choices based on our past experiences or based on what others believe. What would our lives be like if we made our choices based on what we desire for our futures? When you join the Inspired Choices show with business optimization expert Christine McIver, you'll be provoked to look at what is true and what you know, but may not choose, that requires your attention. Christine does not hold back. She brings all her expertise to every show. Are you ready to create and live the life you truly desire? Listen for Inspired Choices every Wednesday at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 7 p.m. Central, 6 p.m. Mountain, and 5 p.m. Pacific on InspiredChoicesNetwork.com.
Are you a subject matter expert? Are you here to share your expertise with an audience waiting to hear from you in only the way you can deliver? Are you ready to have your voice amplified across the airwaves? Inspired Choices Network has a global radio platform streaming to millions of people across the world. Professionally produced and supported by an accomplished team every step of the way, you can broadcast from anywhere in the world, knowing your voice matters, and we ensure it is delivered with ease and efficiency. Eager to hear your message, the world awaits. Contact us today to become an Inspired Choices Network radio host. Email becomeahost@inspiredchoicesnetwork.com.
This is the Inspired Choices Show with business optimization expert Christine McIver. To participate in the program, join our live studio audience in our chat room at InspiredChoicesNetwork.com. You can also make the choice to ask or comment by email by sending to Christine@InspiredChoices.ca. Now, back to the program.
Welcome back, everyone. So if you're just joining, we've been talking all about how to stay committed to yourself and to your business. We went over a lot of things. We started out with talking about understanding your whys, because there's more than one why. There's usually many whys. Really setting clear goals, targets, and laying out a strategy plan. Now, this is something that I do with clients one-on-one. I have a strategic business package where I work deeply with you to really get clear and inspire you to move forward and scale your business. And if that's something you're interested in learning more about, send me an email, Christine@InspiredChoicesNetwork.com. The next thing we talked about was building a support system, really building a support system for you so that when you are feeling like you can't stay committed, that you start to look at, okay, how can I be supported right now? How can I come out of what's challenging me right now? And looking at that list of the things that you can be choosing and how you can be moving forward through a challenging time where you feel like giving up. Giving up is like feeling like giving up is incredibly normal. First of all, I want you to know this. I don't know any entrepreneur that I've ever spoken with that has not felt like that. And I have been doing this a long time. Even when I worked in human resources, I spoke to entrepreneurs, businesses, even, top executives within the organization. We all struggle with this. Doubt is not something to be freaked out about, but really understanding what to do when doubt comes in is the key here. Doubt will show up. What you do when it shows up is what's important. Then we talked about taking care of you, prioritizing what fills you up, what inspires you, filling you up with the joys that you have in life, giving yourself good food, good rest, water, walking, laughing, playing, connecting. Those are the things that fill us up. Embracing our resilience. Oh my gosh, really looking at everything that we've been through and knowing that we are strong, knowing that we've come through so many times, and absolutely learning to stay flexible with ourselves. And one of the ways that we can do that is being kind and really celebrating our milestones. When you are celebrating your successes, and do write out that success list could be the difference between that little extra push that you need to hit those targets that you're desiring. You can be your own inspiration. Is that something that you would love to be able to have? Would you love to be able to support yourself even more? Please write that success list. That is one of the best lists in the world. You can write a book, you can write a blog, you can write to-do list, but that success list, that's one of the most important things that you could ever do, especially as an entrepreneur. Now, I want to tell you about a couple of things that we've got coming up. In the next couple of weeks, we're going to be publishing a book called Take Action Now. It's a compilation book of 20 amazing individuals who brought their brilliance to the table and shared what they do in the world, and to really inspire us to take action in our businesses, to take action in our health, to take action in our spirit, in all sorts of different areas. It's a fantastic book. Do look for that. It's coming out very soon. We also have our next summit coming up. Our next summit is called Sparks of Hope. Shooting for success. We all need hope. This is one of these shows that I was talking about, really hope, having hope so we can stay committed. And we have got that summit is coming up on May the 9th. Now, if you're a speaker and you have something that you want to share to the world and you would like to be considered as one of our speakers in that summit, you do please email me very soon, Christine at inspiredchoicesnetwork.com. We are looking for speakers. We have limited spots available. We have about half of those spots filled already. It's going to go quick. It's going to be a fantastic summit, and we're really, really excited about it. We also have an amazing service here. We do virtual assistant work at the Inspired Choices Network. And we also have a platform where you can have all of your services under one umbrella. It's called ICN Pro, where you can be supported with tech, where you can be supported and just come to one spot where you can have your CRM, you can have all of your emails, you can have all of your newsletters, you can have your calendar bookings, even your website right under one umbrella. It's so easy to be able to navigate, and it's definitely something that we have available to more clients. So we've shared a lot with you today. I hope that you've enjoyed the show. Again, I would love for you to go over to iTunes and give the show a 5-star review. That will definitely help to bring this out to the world even greater. If you're someone that has a message that you'd like to get out to the world and you'd like to talk about becoming one of our hosts here at Inspired Choices Network, again, reach out. Or maybe you know somebody that you adore what they bring to the world and you would love to see them be even more global. You can absolutely refer them to me. So until next week, I want you to remember you can always make another choice. Next week, we're talking about luck is not just for the Irish. Until next week, my friends, take good care and stay committed to you and your business.
Thank you for choosing to listen to Inspired Choices Show. Christine McIver will return next Wednesday at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 7 p.m. Central, 6 p.m. Mountain, and 5 p.m. Pacific on InspiredChoicesNetwork.com. We hope you'll join us. Until then, be willing to choose what you really desire. This is your life, making the choices that bring you all that you desire.